But before then, I mean, this weekend, yep, this very one, South Africa is the place to be for those who have a need for speed. The Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit is hosting the annual 9-hour endurance race, while Formula E takes center stage in Cape Town. Now, it's the first time that South Africa hosts the E-Prix, with Morocco being the only other African country to have done so. And ENC anchor Gareth Edwards is out at Kyalami, while sports reporter Justin Ford is coming to us from the streets of the mother city. And Gareth, a bit lonely in studio without you, but I know you're having way too much fun out in Kyalami, anticipating what's to come. Morning to you, partner. What's expected out in Kyalami?
Yeah, welcome to it, everyone. It's going to be a weekend of motorsport for the ages, if you will. Well, not just Johannesburg, which has been doused in some beautiful sunshine, but also down in Cape Town. I'll actually be speaking to Justin Ford a little bit later. Who is the better competition? No, I'm just joking. It's going to be a great weekend for sport. It is the Kyalami 9-hour, and that's where I am now. So you just got a traffic update from G. What traffic do I have? V10s, GT3s, GT4s, Intercontinental Cups, any kind of car you can think of. And if in case you're wondering, Percy is going to show you what I drove to work in this morning. This is what I had to go in this morning. Why? Because Anton Roux, chairperson of Motorsport South Africa, is very kind. No, I'm joking. If anybody believes that, then you'll believe anything at all. So these are one of the cars that are going to be competing this weekend. The team hard at work for it, and Anton Roux, very kind to make some time with me this morning, standing with us in one of the pits. And it's really, just from the sounds this morning, Anton, I mean, if you don't know there's a 9-hour event this weekend, come this morning, everyone's going to know.
No, absolutely. It's absolutely fantastic. And what we also have is so many support races before the event. So if you're a motorsport lover, be here very early tomorrow morning and watch a number of the South Africans. We've got over 700 South Africans competing in the event before the main kickoff tomorrow afternoon.
So let's talk about why the event is so significant in the motoring calendar, because we are going down to Cape Town later. But by hosting events like this, surely it must show the international support for motorsport.
Absolutely. So this is a world championship of 5 rounds. The last one was in Bathurst in Australia, and now this one at Kyalami, and then there's 3 more. But it's the opportunity to showcase South Africa, to showcase this magnificent circuit, to showcase what we've got. And then the same with Formula E in Cape Town. So Cape Town street circuits, first time a street circuit in Cape Town. So very exciting weekend for us.
Really a fantastic weekend for Motorsport South Africa and the fans as well. So just give me a bit of a rundown of what we're expecting. Talk to me about some of the different classes that will be here this weekend, and what's the main event? If someone's going to be coming through for one event tomorrow, what is it and what are we going to see?
Yeah, so in the 9-hour, we've got all the international competitors, but this car, for example, that will be driven by 3 South Africans, and it's a South African car, gives them the opportunity to compete on an international level. Then we've also got a couple of South African cars in the 9-hour that will only compete for the first hour. So it will give them the opportunity to do this, but to run an event like this is extremely expensive, and it gives South Africans the opportunity to say, how good are we really in comparison to the international guys? The other thing is also, it gives young drivers the opportunity to South African guys. So we've got an 18-year-old South African, previously disadvantaged individual racing in this race. I mean, where else can you get an opportunity like that? So that's great. These cars are all GT3 cars and GT4 cars. So if you want to be here tomorrow, definitely be here for the start. But I would suggest come early in the morning and just come and pick the variety of South African motorsport to see what's on offer.
And we've got some of the cars going past us as well. What time does everything start tomorrow, Anton?
First race tomorrow morning is at 7 o'clock.
So bright and early on a Saturday, so don't bother about breakfast. Grab breakfast on the way and come down to Kyalami Race Circuit. Now, speaking of which, as I start saying goodbye to you, Anton, we're here at what many will consider the home of motorsport in South Africa. I take us back to 1993, if memory serves, the last Formula One Grand Prix here. We had Jody Scheckter, we had Ayrton Senna. If I recall, Michael Schumacher was second on the grid as well. This is where it's supposed to come back to. Is the circuit ready, and when could it be ready?
The circuit is absolutely fantastic. I was privileged in 1993. I'm now chairman of Motorsport, but in 1993 I was a marshal in this pit lane. So I've come through the ranks. It just shows that anybody can come through the ranks and come and do this. The circuit is fantastic. To host a Formula One event, there's a little bit of changes that need to be made to the circuit, but certainly the circuit is ready. The facilities are magnificent.
And just last question, was I know I'm going to get somebody tweeting me if I don't ask you this question. Tickets still available, or is it sold out weeks before?
There's tickets available. Please go and find your tickets on Ticket Pro and come enjoy. Go buy your ticket now and come and spend today and tomorrow here. Tomorrow night we will finish at 10 o'clock.
So it's a whole day. Anton, thank you very much indeed for your time. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. Anton Roux, chairperson of Motorsport South Africa, also very much with his eye on the target, not just this weekend, also Formula E down in Cape Town, which we'll talk about later. And let's not forget, Tumza, as I come back to you, the importance of an event like this on the international stage, part of a multinational competition, because you best believe FIA and Formula One are looking at a track like this. We know there was interest here, as Anton says, some changes to be made, but without a doubt, I firmly believe this, Formula One will be coming back to South Africa, and without a doubt as well, it has to be this track. It is world class, and it's a world class event for the Kyalami 9 hour, which gets underway tomorrow, but there's still some action taking place today. So a little bit later, around 8:45, 8:50, I'll be hearing from Justin Ford, where we're going to talk about very fast cars that don't have engines, oddly enough, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
I'm looking forward to that, G. Before I let you go, deal or no deal, I'm getting my ticket, but you are fetching me in one of those babies. Deal?
Yeah, not a problem. Anton's already said I can take this out back to Hyde Park. So based on traffic, if I leave now, get to Kyalami, back to Hyde Park, the way I drive, we'll be back here about 8:30, just in time for coffee and a bagel.
There you go. All right. I'm not going to always trust on you and just count on you, partner. Gareth Edwards, having so much fun, of course, previewing the weekend's motorsport action out in Kyalami. We'll sure to catch up with him again, as well as sports reporter Justin Ford within this hour. So stick around for that.